Hello and welcome back to the Iron Squid Chapter 2. We are now in the midst of the final game of the first ever match in the first group stage of the official tournament. These players are competing to advance to the next round. The top two in each group will advance. We'll be seeing Golden finish the series versus Symbol here. And then Hero will be going up against Alive in the second match. Then those winners will play to decide the winner number one. And the remaining players will try to battle out for that final spot. All these players are competing for a chance to advance to the grand finals that will be held in Paris, France on January 26th. So I am Day 9 here with the lovely, inimitable Mouse Sports Kelaris, where we've seen kind of a not by the book Zerg vs. Zerg, I would say.
Yeah, there's been deviations, especially in game one, which was just all over the place. Game number two was a little bit more leaning towards the standard, but you're right, there were some very, very interesting choices from either player. And I just want to say, on a slight tangent here, Sean, being part of Iron Squid broadcasts, Iron Squid 1 for me started out when I was still in Finland at home in my bedroom broadcasting to like 100, 200 people. So for me, watching Iron Squid 1 was such a fantastic tournament, and for the longest time I was like, wow, one day when I'm a caster, I'm going to be part of that. And now I'm here, and the games, I'm the lineup, everything about it. There's a post on Reddit. Go and look at the post on Reddit, guys, as to how many championships there are across the player lineup. It's kind of insane. It's going to be a good.
Yeah,
time.
I mean, it's especially a stacked tournament, and already we're getting some interesting deliverables from it. The fact that Quantix Golden qualified for this tournament via online qualifier, and now here he is, one game away from defeating Symbol, and to Symbol, he kind of had a bumpy BWC, lost quite quickly to Sen in the playoffs, and now is looking for another opportunity to redeem himself, and this tournament would be the perfect way. I mean, even just getting out of group stage in this tournament would be quite an achievement.
Yeah, it would be indeed. So, guys, let's jump on into game number 3 here as we load up onto Antigua Shipyard to see the conclusion of our first best of 3 here for Iron Squid number 2. And, Symbol, he's got something to live up to. He was at the previous finals for Iron Squid. So if he doesn't make the second finals, if he doesn't make the second live broadcast, I think he would be sorely disappointed after losing to MMA in the finals of Iron Squid 1.
Yeah. I mean, that is certainly always something that sticks out in players' memories that need to live up to themselves, at the very least. And now, for one of the most standard macro maps in the entire matchups, it's time for Zerg vs. Zerg on Antigua Shipyard, with Golden from Team Quantix spawning in the top right, and Symbol from Team TSL spawning in the bottom left.
Now, this is one of those maps where in ZVZ you can hide things quite well in terms of, when I say, well, what do you mean hiding, Kylaris? Well, I mean, hiding a lot of like rounds of Zerglings from a lot of productions of lava. For example, people will hide, 14, 15 lavas worth of Zerglings in their main and then swing it around. It's something that you see on Ohana a lot as well. And,
Ooh.
I mean... Oh, what?
Ooh, it's a 9 pool from Symbol. And for the first time this series, Golden is not doing a 10 pool.
An interesting choice. Now, I'm wondering if this is... I'm pretty sure it's cross positions enforced. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm 100% sure. Go on.
All right. Okay, great. Well, I mean, from that point, if Golden can then position his overlords very, very well, I mean, yeah, okay, it must be considering the way in which they're spending their overlords as well. So, from that point, he can position those well to spot some aggression, and he can also... Oh, he's going to go for a hatchery first. I'm not a fan of that. I was assuming he was going to go for a 15 pool. No.
Wow. Oh, and there it is. And he's going to be up against a 9 pool. Now, Symbol has a couple of key decisions to make. Off this position, you can go for gas at 200 minerals, and then for your queen at 150, and just go very swiftly for the speed and focus on the larva. But looks like Symbol is doing the alternate variation where, oh no, there's the queen going down. You can actually skip this queen, get yourself a very early expand, and then back up with the queen.
Yeah. I don't mind that too much either. It's just a case of, do you want to start saturating 2 drone lines very, very quickly, or do you want the extra lava production to then swing onto the second drone line afterwards? And I mean, both sort of kind of equalize out eventually, but realistically, I'm not quite sure how Golden's going to deal with this. He should, in essence, or Symbol here, should be able to force a cancel on this hatchery if he wants to.
Yeah, a 9 pool, it's very easy to misjudge it as a 10 pool and not realize that there's a few extra seconds that you're behind. Oh my god, he's going to go straight for the spawning pool. This is going to pull the drones out. Golden has actually done the error of building his pool in a very exposed location. I actually think that this pool may very well go down unless Golden wants to sacrifice a lot of drones.
And it looks like he's going to go for the drone option here. He's already lost 3, 4. It's going to work it up very, very quickly here, as all the drones are still dying. 7
5,
workers.
7. Oh my god, and so many of those are emergency low on health. I even see 2. They barely have a sliver of health. There goes down an 8th drone. I mean, Symbol. Oh, gets a 9th drone. Yuck.
Ouch.
What a gross position to be in as Golden. 9 drones versus 14 with a queen.
And this is where, Sean, like the aspect of having 2 hatcheries doesn't really pay itself off too much. If Golden had saved more drones, then yeah, sure, he saturates 2 mineral lines a little bit quicker. But he right now doesn't really have that much income to spend every single one of his lava as efficiently as you would do if you hadn't have lost, an extra 4 or 5 of those drones. It's an unsettling position to be in because Symbol behind it, hey, he's got his hatchery up and is flying away with some queens.
Well, things right now are looking good for Symbol. Quantic, Golden seems to be very comfortable when he is in a known position, when he has the timing push to fall back on and that sort of thing. It's in these awkward, unorthodox situations where he seems to fall behind. Symbol, though, does have that extremely normal, extremely straightforward position to play from.
Yeah, it's looking as if... I mean, we're still going to go into a mid-game here, right? That's still what's going to happen. Symbol is mining gas pretty aggressively, so he has the option to either go into... Oh, actually, no, he doesn't have his speed started yet, so it's probably just for that. But he still, if he keeps on this gas, he has options to go into Baneling Nest or Quick Layer, which can evolve into, things like going for a Spire very, very quickly, which is actually pretty good on this map because there's a lot of airspace that you have to really cover, especially if you want to grab a 3rd base. And that's what it's predominantly designed for, right? Like the controlling of the map and killing off a 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because on a map like Daybreak, the fact is it's so spread out, and that's how you justify both Infestors and Mutalisks. On this one, it's so incredibly cramped together, you can defend every possible angle from Mutalisks, and you can defend every possible angle with Mutalisks. So the one thing that you will note about Mutalisks on this map, you really should not build more than 8 or 9 of them.
Yeah, it really is that one solid wave that does allow you to gain every advantage that it's possibly going to anymore, and you're sort of dicing with death, right? You're sort of risking the idea of, hey, Fungals, you're tempting fate, so it can be a little bit scary. But look at the speed window that Symbol's actually going to eke out for himself, and he has the Baneling Nest down, so if he wants to, I mean, he doesn't have to, right? He doesn't have to build a ton of Zerglings and push across the map, but he still could, and he could actually have some... nice little potentials to do some damage if he wanted to.
Yeah, and I actually want to give an extra special shout out to the art at Blizzard. I actually never noticed this over at TSL Symbol's base. If you look at the cliff that's behind his natural, the creep is dripping off the edge.
No, wait a minute.
I don't know if that's just my graphic setting, but behind TSL Symbol's natural expansion. Wow.
Oh, right, yeah. It's something to do with the... Isn't it something to do with it, like that graphic being stretched out? No, it isn't actually. It's not stretched out. That's a completely different graphic, so that's pretty cool. All right.
Wow. So funny, these players are battling for their life in this tournament. Each of them still 2 games away, or 2 matches away from elimination. This, of course, being the game 3 of match number 1. And I'm talking about Art. Yes! Nailed it. Did my job.
Good job, man. Good job. I appreciate it all the same. We have some awesome insight into creep spread now. So it's good. It's good. All right. We have the Infestation Pit going down for Symbol. We have the Evolution Chamber pumping away that +1, as well as the Gleary Constitution. Meanwhile, back at home for Golden, he's actually not doing too much here. He's going for Spire, which, I mean, considering the only one Evolution Chamber not making anything, that's not too bad a choice for him, but with the Infestation Pit down as quickly as Symbol's going to do, yeah, he's only going to make a few mutas here, because anything else would be insane.
Yeah, I just don't like the idea of over-mutaing. But at the same time, we don't really see people go for Infestation Pit and Spire at the same time, but we do see some Zergling exchanges. Looks like the Queen almost gets picked off, but at the very last second, nope. A couple of Roaches end up marching down. Symbol is going for super, ultra, solid, standard, stable play. Getting all the gas geysers. Again, to do this, all the upgrades for the Roaches, but anything but the Roaches, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's worked out from in the past, and it might end up working out from again as Pathogen Glance is now on the way. One Changeling pops in to have a little bit of a spotting style here, as Golden, meanwhile, pulls back. Sees too many Roaches. There's really no way he can do damage with that, but that will give him the knowledge and the confidence to say, oh, you've got that many Roaches. Chances are you don't have a Spire behind that, even though I haven't seen your base fully. So he can take this third pretty safely for now.
Yeah, I mean, third at this point is going to be pretty safe for both players. Symbol's just sort of has to go through the formalities of moving his units out there and scouting around some of the fringe edges. 6 mutas, and that's it for Golden. Oh, 9 now. Okay, he's getting a little dicey with his muta production. 9 is like the upper limit, and even then, I don't think more than.
Yeah, I would agree.
7 really. 7's like the average. That's like the money number. It's like the lucky number of Mutalisks on this map. Because I mean, geez, Symbol's already started his +2, whereas Golden's only started his +1, and doesn't even have Pathogen Glands done.
That is going to get a bit kind of troublesome for him if that continues. That prolonged upgrade advantage if Symbol wants to just continue. And unless these mutas actually do some good damage or constrict his opponent quite a little bit, that is a big deal, guys, because +2 as opposed to +1, it adds +1 adds 2 damage, whilst we have +2 adding 4 damage. And then when Carapace comes into the issue as well, and it only adds +1 armor, it kind of gets a little bit off and a bit weird for the person that doesn't have as many attack upgrades. So
and again, you just have the Infested Terrans, right?
Yeah,
Infested
exactly.
Terran going from 8 to 10 damage. I mean, that's huge, especially given that no one ever gets armor for anything.
Yeah.
That means that now you're killing off things 25% faster with the Infested Terrans. Ooh, nice set of fungals, man. That was excellent. So hard to fungal Zerglings properly.
Yeah, they're a pain, especially. They were on creep as well, man. I mean, like.
Yeah, going as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's just why not? I'll just throw some fungals here and catch them. Really nicely done. Golden's controlling the map quite nicely for a little bit here with the mutas, but he can't stay out on it too much, I don't think. He's gonna. He knows that the infestors are there, right? So he's spreading them all very, very nicely to try and find something to do with them, but they're just not going to do too much at all. They're just chilling out in the air, saying, "Hi, how are you doing, Roaches?"
Etc.
Yeah.
Very conversational Roaches. Looks like we have the Mutalisk coming out, and this is an interesting play by Symbol. He's going for the quick Hydralisks right now. He's trying to fungal to stay alive, but you're seeing how many fungals are getting expended, and this is actually considered a general loss for the Infestor player. Sure, he is going to be able to kill off these Mutalisks, but he's spent so much fungal, those Hydralisks popping out at the last second. Golden, amazingly, has a significant supply lead. Most of that is Roaches, but Symbol, those 5 Infestors are basically duds. Oh my god, a huge swell of Roaches moving up through the middle of the map.
Oh, they got great positioning on his opponent so darn quickly there, catching one of the 2 of the Infestors. But the Hydralisks and the Roaches now come out. They do have +2 to the +1 of his opponent. So if he can just keep them back for just a little bit, try and save his Infestors, which he's not doing. Actually, 2 still far.
Golden is, again, he's getting a little bit overeager. He started to dwindle down in his supply count, so now it looks like Golden is he really gonna go in for round 2? I mean, this is what we call the anti-timing. He's gonna be hitting his opponent the second the Symbol has Hydralisks, Roaches, Infestors are done. Most of all, that +2 ranged attack. Zerglings coming in, those are gonna die almost immediately. Golden, why are you still attacking? Oh, Golden tossed away so many units there, Kalaris.
You're so right, Sean. I don't know why on earth you would try and do that, especially with Symbol having a very, very similar income to his opponent and the shorter reinforcement path. So as such, even the Hydralisks are going to get there before all of your units, and they don't move up. So it's kind of weird.
Another attempted counter from Quantic. It's Golden. A move of desperation, trying to find something he can deal damage to. He's going to pick off only 2 drones, not a large gain. At this point in the game, Symbol has now locked down the critical puzzle to this map. How on earth do you get a 4th base? Well, you hold off a counter, and then you take the center watchtower. Golden now is making literally only roaches, and amazingly Symbol is both tied in roaches and ahead in the Infestor and Hydralisk count.
Catching a few roaches with those infestors as well. That one infestor strayed a little bit too far, but manages to get away. Symbol does not have the concave, but he just has the firepower here. How can Golden hold on against this? He has the short reinforcement path, but just not enough roaches.
Oh my gosh, Golden is not going to be able to benefit from the concave because Symbol just has way too many units. See you later, Golden Roaches. And now Symbol getting the chance to do what he has proven he's capable of so many times. Winning in straight-up Zerg vs. Zerg, no tricky gimmicks, just the normal units, getting more of them earlier and controlling them better. Golden is going to lose his 3rd and inevitably end up losing the game. GG! Symbol advances to the next round, where Symbol will play the winner of Hero versus Alive, a match that you and I are going to cast right now, Kalaris.
Right now. And hey, Mr. Day 9, I just came out of that replay and saw a little advertisement of the Iron Squid is back right on the front thing of StarCraft. So, Iron Squid bros, we're here. We're doing what we need to do. That's pretty cool, actually.
Well, I mean, that's a really nice and impressive move from Symbol in that game. The fact that Quantic's Golden was doing all these weird 10-pool tricks, doing a lot of counterattack tactics, and Symbol still properly identified that a 9-pool would be the optimal play in this situation. And then what happened? He catches Golden off guard, kills a whole bunch of units, or excuse me, kills a whole bunch of drones, and this prevents Golden from really ever being able to get into the good position.
Yeah, I mean, I was always expecting kind of Symbol to actually take the lead in that and take the position against his opponent, and, you know, he did very, very well. So, Symbol advancing, and as you said, we're going to be casting Alive vs. Hero next, which is just insane to actually say that we're going to be casting that next. And the entire group gets played out tonight, guys, so we will know who shall advance and who shall not during the rest of this night. It's going to be a good one, Sean. It's going to be a good one.
So without any further ado, we're going to go to break because James and I would love to cast that next match. So stay here. We'll be back. See you after this.